Welcome to the Missouri Baptist University basketball pregame show with head coach Matt Brock before our game against Lyon College. And first of all, you guys had a nice win last week and trying to build some momentum forward. Talk just a little bit about the progress of your team.
Well, we've had a really tough semester with a lot of different things, injuries and sicknesses and other things that have affected us, and still fighting through several of those things. But our guys have really responded. I thought last week was really a good week for us, going to St. Ambrose and getting them by 15, and then beating a good Northland team at home. We've had some guys step up that were getting more minutes, maybe in a different position even than they were playing earlier in the year. So we're starting to figure it out a little bit. We just got to continue to press forward back in conference play this week.
Now, you were down 5 guys last week and came away with the win, and so that was good for you guys. One of those players getting a little bit more time and maybe some moving around a little bit is Jake Terry. Talk a little bit about him.
Jake's been good. You know, he's kind of our utility man. He can play on the wing. He can play forward spot. He can guard a big guy. He can guard a point guard. So he's willing to do that and brings a lot of energy, especially on the defensive end, to us. And we've been very happy with his progress and his kind of the lift he's given us when he's came off the bench.
You guys haven't played a ton of games just yet. At what point do you expect some of your freshmen to start to either figure it out or hit the proverbial wall?
Well, I think we've seen good things from our freshmen at times. You know, it's not going to be just a flat, straight line of progress for freshmen. They got to understand there's going to be ups and downs, but you want that general trend to be headed up. But you know, I think James McKelvin's shown some flashes of what he's capable of. Jamari Robinson certainly had some really good games, and he continues to learn how we want him to defend. And Luke Finley, you know, has shown a little bit right before he had the injury that he's got a chance to be a good player as well. So we've had some positive things happen. And you know, I don't know at one point you call freshmen, you're no longer a freshman anymore. I think a lot of coaches like to say that. You know, they're still freshmen. And it's going to be a challenge. But the thing we tell all our guys, freshmen through seniors, is we want to keep getting better no matter what you're at. You know, no matter if you're Will Harrington and you're in your senior year and you're the starting point guard, or if you're Jamari Robinson and you're just getting started. And we want you to be better in the end of February than we are here at the beginning of December.
You talked about Will Harrington. For a while early in the year, it looked like he wasn't even going to shoot the basketball. And now the last couple of games, it seems like he's going to shoot it almost every time he gets it. Are you guys, is it a work in progress trying to help a guy figure out what his role is when a season changes? I mean, he kind of knew where he was last year, and it seems like he's still figuring it out this year.
Well, I think a lot of it was what the defense was doing. And, you know, he hadn't started the season shooting the ball really well. I still think he's a really good shooter, and what we've tried to tell him is and show him on film is, these are the good shots, and these are your best shots, and you need to get more of these and be ready for these, and maybe stay away from the long dribble to a jumper or a dribble to a three that's contested, or maybe be a little stronger at the basket, jump shot or jump stop and finish, because he's a strong player. But I'm not worried about Will. You know, he is a team first guy, and anything he's doing is trying to help his team. So I think he's played well in more recent past, and he's definitely a better shooter than when he got here. He shoots the ball really well in practice and in our drills. So I expect him to start shooting the ball on the perimeter a little better. And you know, I don't never. Some games he might get 18 or 20, but a lot of the time he's going to be a guy that gets everybody else involved first before he gets his. So not concerned about him at all.
You guys play Lyon College, and you and I were talking before we came on. They've played a tough schedule. They're a good basketball team. The record isn't spectacular because their schedule's been awful tough.
Yeah, I mean, their 3 conference games have been William Woods, where they had a 14-point lead and lost a close one at home, last second play. And then they had Columbia College, who's top 10 in the country and really good. And they've lost at Park. So, I mean, Park's ranked 12th, I think, this week, and really strong. They're going to add Xavier Brown, I think, Thursday, so they're going to be even better. But, you know, records don't matter. We split with them last year. Both games were tough, grinded-out type games. Their style dictates that. And you really got to make a choice on if you're going to try to speed them up or if you're going to try to just grind with them and play with them. Because if you try to speed them up and you don't, they're going to make you pay. That's how they're built. And we're not a defense that really speeds people up. So we're gonna try to guard them. We're gonna try to defend them and just embrace the half-court game that's going to be and try to out-execute them.
I know that opponents will make a difference in how these things are played out. But when you look at your team, are you happy with the tempo, the way it's been? You guys are scoring over 90 points a game, and you're giving up just over 70. Are those the kind of numbers you're looking for?
We really pay attention to efficiency. We're looking at points per possession, but we're also looking at pace. And our pace has been a little high in some games this year. I think if you look at our trends in the games that we've won, pace has been a little slower, a little closer to 74, 75 possessions in a game compared to if you get over 80, we haven't been nearly as successful. I think that has something to do with it. I think we're settling into where we want to be, but points per possession, your aiming point is offensively is try to score 1.1 points per possession or higher, which we're doing that on the season. And then defensively, you want to give up 0.9 points or below per possession or lower. 0.9 points or lower. And we're doing that. And that's just the problem has been we've been at the extremes. We've had some games where we really had a great efficiency margin, and we had some games that our defensive efficiency rating's been inflated. And so we need to be more consistent. And that's kind of what we're looking at. But I definitely don't mind scoring 90 points in a game, and I think Raising Cane's likes that too. But we want to keep people in the 60s. That'd be ideal. But it's tough when you're playing a really fast-paced team. But against other teams like Lyon, they're only giving up 65 points a game. But is their defense? How efficient is their defense? It's a advanced stats math type game.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about that before. We talked about Chris Buzzell's improved defense last week. When you talk on the defensive end, who are some of your guys that you really have confidence in that they're going to stop somebody, they're going to hold somebody down defensively?
Well, Will Harrington's been our best perimeter defender for 2 years, and Chris has improved. Jake Terry comes in, and he can really guard. James McKelvin, I think, is a guy that's long and plays with a lot of energy. I think he's turning into a good defender. And Luke Call's a really smart defender, and the synergy and the rating systems like his defense a lot too. So we've got a lot of guys that can guard. Our issue right now is just finding depth in the forward spot, which we just don't have a lot. So we're having to try to guard a forward with a guard or a smaller guy guarding bigger guys, and that always puts you at a disadvantage, I think. So we're trying to find ways to defend with a smaller lineup that we have right now, but we've got some guys that are really doing a good job, whether it's on the perimeter or on the post.
Speaking of that, talk about Howard's ankle and Finley's head, and just where are you at with some of those things? Luke
Finley's progressing. He's been in the concussion protocol for a while now. He's improving every day. Andrew Howard still in a boot. The stress fracture has got him out. We're hoping to get him back around the first of the year. So he's a big piece. He's a big piece. Just as you talk about defense, he can really defend and protect the rim, and we're looking forward to getting both of those guys back. But the thing about a team is you have 15 guys on a team for a reason, and unfortunately we've just lost a lot of them, so we've had to go deeper and deeper into that bench. But so far we've had guys step up, and we need to continue to do that.
You got a very nice festive Christmas tie on, and you guys have had like a week between games. Now you have 2 quick games as well. In that week off, what were you able to accomplish? What were you looking to do?
We wanted to get a little bit conditioning in. We wanted to work on us a little bit, some of the things we needed to clean up from last week, and definitely prepare for Lyon, our opponent on Thursday, who's very deliberate, very stubborn is their style, I would say. They're going to do what they do, and they're going to take advantage of anything you do, any breakdown you have defensively. They're built to take advantage of it. So that's the challenge, is who can be more stubborn, who can be who could be more disciplined in each possession, because they're certainly a really well coached and really disciplined team, if not the most disciplined team in our league.
Should be a good one. Lyon College is in the house to take on the Spartans. Spartans looking for win number 7. We'll be right back with the opening tip of the game between the Spartans and Lyon College right here on the Spartan Digital Network.